My mantra is to live a life of impact in my world. So going out every day, waking up every day, I see God giving me another opportunity to live that dream, to impact the lives of women and girls in my community, in my nation. My daily tasks, a whole lot of meetings, consultations, advocacies, meeting with some survivors, having counseling sessions with them, finding out how we can better their standard of living, talking to policymakers, getting state actors to find ways to make life better. Today we are going to Trans-Ekulu Girls Secondary School, which is one of the schools where we set up the Gender-Based Violence Prevention Club.
When I was a child, I suffered a lot of deprivation and abuse. I don't want any other child to suffer the same fate. And when I suffered such abuse, I did not have any person to advocate for me or to fight for me. And I said I would be a voice for the voiceless. I heard about a gender-based violence club. I welcomed it with full hands, my whole heart. And we started rolling.
We're going to have some interactions with the school functionaries who are the drivers of the project. We'll talk about different aspects of gender-based violence, like rape, early marriage, teenage pregnancy, sexual harassment, and all of that. Good morning, girls.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Yeah, fine.
Okay, I'm excited to be here. My name is Ngozi Ebo. When you hear violence, what comes to your mind?
An action done with force.
An action performed by the use of force. And world over, women predominantly are the ones who suffer more. There are still men who also suffer gender-based violence, yes. But the rate of the suffering is more for women than men.
Let me start by saying that initially it was difficult to pinpoint those problems because a number of the girls were not speaking out. That was a very big challenge. You hear from some students, oh, this girl said so, this girl said so. When you invite the child, she will just keep muted. She will not talk to you. She's scared. She's afraid of being stigmatized and things like that.
In so many ways, they have been treated in a way that shouldn't be, from family members, from neighbors, from people that they don't even know, just because they are females. The pioneers of this organization did a very good job by actually bringing out this, because it is one of the problems eating deep into females, and most of them die in silence. It has made so many students come out and open up about the problems, about things that have been killing them inside for ages, for years. It has made most of them outspoken enough to share their problem.
We've taken both the teachers and the girls through some trainings, and by the setting up of the gender-based violence clubs in the schools, it has increased their awareness. The girls are bolder now to walk up to us or to their coordinators or to their principals to report cases of violence.
Some of our students, so many females, have been going through so many kinds of violence, both economical, both mental, psychological. I know that with so many cases being solved, I know the numbers are reducing. And it's not because they are afraid to come out, but because we've taken care of most of the problem.
They set up that club, and these children, they mingled among themselves during that club period. And they exchanged they shared information among themselves. So a lot of them picked up and they were kind of brought out from their shelves, and then they started speaking out. I have come to realize that in this world, you are a champion when you help in lifting others up.
I have learned to be my own inspiration. I have learned to inspire others too. I've learned so many things, like making sure that you are there when someone else is in need.
This program is really life-saving. It's not just important, it's life-saving because interacting with young people whose lives have been damaged and seeing them get out from the rubbles of psychological trauma, it's more than just being an important program. For me, it's more of a rehabilitation therapy that is going on with young people who are in Enugu State.
For us, being part of this project has helped us to also break the culture of silence when it comes to issues such as gender-based violence, because it was kind of like a taboo in a lot of communities, and some people did not even have where to go to, where to access help. But we've been able, through this project, to be able to give voice to the women and create a safe place for them to come and speak about their issues. If we didn't have these opportunities, certainly there would have been a continued perpetuation of the culture of violence that it's always happening. We see ourselves contributing towards building a more sustainable, peaceful community.
We had very high prevalence of cases of gender-based violence in our state. The awareness was actually very low. Most people, especially in the communities, didn't know about laws and policies that are available. And most of them couldn't have access to services. And there were norms, social norms and traditions that were reinforcing gender-based violence, and the people thought it was very normal. It's one thing to have a law, another thing for people to know about the law. So we took the law to the community and to educate them, to enlighten them. So we have reduction in incidences of violence against women because people are now aware, they know that there's a law and there are penalties. Traditional rulers are taking ownership, and that for us means a lot because the people are beginning to own the process. They begin to see the ills of gender-based violence and are beginning to fight it themselves.
Would be able to visit the main market where we set up a gender desk office. I'm so happy to be here today. I remember that the last time we came was when we set up the gender-based violence desk. So we just want to find out what has happened since then. Have we had any reports from the markets?
The issue is that they will come and tell you what they are going through, the experience. Now, when you want to take it up, some will come and say, please, 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 I don't know if I say this or now, if I allow this to go on now, he will kill me. He will do this, he will do that. But that is not the issue. Because if you did not treat it well, if you do not handle it very well, it will continue. And that is what is happening today in our society. You know, so that is it. So we are trying. We have had so many complaints, and we will still have more in the near future. And I thank the people that is organizing it and that is sponsoring it. They should please add more efforts. Because today in our country, impunity is getting too much every day. It's going higher and higher. The benefit is that immediately some men here in the market heard there is something like that here in the market. They got inside their house and keep quiet.
We want to see a community where there is zero tolerance to gender-based violence in all forms and in all shades of it. That is the future that we see, where a girl is empowered, where a girl is not limited because of her gender. That's the community that we see.
We envision a future where every woman will have access to rights and justice in the state.
I heard about Kikowe through a friend on Facebook, on my friend's timeline. I got financial support from them. Basically, before the support, it wasn't easy for me and my family because the finance was coming from one side, which was my husband, and it wasn't easy at all. It's not just about the support. I equally, because it's after the training that I volunteered to be among the team members because I saw what they are doing and I liked it and I joined them to be a blessing to the society. I believe that future is so blessed for me. Yes, I would say it because I know with time, I've not gotten to where I want to be yet, but I know with time I will get there. Future I see for myself, I'm seeing myself as I'm going to be great through this support. I want to go international.
Why is going international important for you?
It's important to me because I know that going international will make more weight for me.
I have a dream which I've always had, and that is to make the lives of women and young girls better. In Africa, women and girls are relegated to the background. And for me, my dream is to make sure that women and girls that I meet in my lifetime have the opportunity to be able to compete favorably with women and girls all over the world. This project has permitted me to begin to walk in that dream. I could see opportunities to change the lives of girls. I could see opportunities to improve their living standard. I have seen opportunities doing this project to make the lives of girls a whole lot better, to give them a different mindset, which is key in our world. In Africa, the mindset the average person has of a girl is somebody who is a second-class citizen. And that I always had wanted to fight, that girls also matter. So this project has given me the opportunity to have a voice, to speak and to put my footprints also on the sands of time to say that girls matter.
It's not just about the money, but I have passion for this business. I have passion for it, and in fact, getting trained for this peanut production is a dream come true for me, because I longed to learn it earlier, but I couldn't meet up because of some money involved. So, but doing it now, in fact, I'm overwhelmed with joy when I learned it, and doing it now, I'm very happy doing it.
I live in Bible Faith community, and I'm a businesswoman in this community. At the same time, a member of Vigilante Group of Nigeria. Why I joined the Vigilante Group of Nigeria is because of the rate of crime in the community. And that is why I joined to be part of people that will reduce crime. I discovered that it's helping a lot. most people see it as men's work, but in security there is no men, there is no women. It's both genders' work. As officers in the communities and as mothers in the community, to make sure that the community is secured peacefully and that our children can go around without any issue. This community is a border community, and which comprises Muslims and Christians. And most of the border community, you discover that there are high rates of crime.
You know, in Plateau State, over the years, since 2001, we have been experiencing crisis. Initially, I was just looking at it from the point of Christians want to exterminate all Muslims on the plateau. My brother was killed. My uncle was also burnt in his own house. Our livelihood, we used to have a shop where we do sales provision. It was totally destroyed at Gadabiu market. And I think this issue of religion is not only in Plateau State, somehow in Nigeria is something that has been dividing the population of the country.
We discovered that women and girls, children, were most vulnerable to other forms of abuses, including sexual abuse in IDP camps where they had to give sex for food. And they were most vulnerable because their husbands had been killed, their sons displaced. So we had increased reporting, but we didn't have enough facility to take in as much survivors as would come to us. Because keeping them in the shelter entails that you have to feed them, you'd have to provide medical care. Some of them come bruised and battered. You would have to provide sexual support for them, which are paid sessions. So if we didn't get funding, it would have reduced the number of people we could reach and not get into the root cause of their problems.
In every crisis, women and the children and people living with disability are most affected. But I have seen that after the 2000 crisis, all the responses that are coming as a result of the crisis, their target are men and also people in power, leadership, people holding big leadership positions. And people holding these big leadership positions are not women, are like 99.9% men. And that is why the cycle of the violence kept going. It will go and come back because the people that are affected are not being targeted for the response of the conflict. And for me, that is my motivation. Let women be there. Let more women be participated in the area of peace and security because they are most affected by conflict and insecurity.
Seriously, it has helped me. It has really opened my eyes. As a security officer and even as a woman in the community, I find myself doing the right thing. We celebrate Christmas and Salah together with them. We cook and share, dancing joyfully without any problem. It has really given us strength. And whoever sees you respects you. I earn respect because with this work because they discover you're doing it wholeheartedly. There is no two ways about it.
The project is now like giving women a safe space for them to sit, discuss their issues and also propound solutions to those issues. Some of the community leaders, traditional leaders, were able to co-opt some of the women because they have seen their contribution in bringing peaceful coexistence between the Muslim and Christian. And some of them are now serving in some of the traditional council of their communities. It is necessary to empower women so that they will have a functional vocational skills for them to be able to learn a skill and also to practice this skill for them to be earning a living. Some of them have learned skills of tailoring, some are into baking, some are into catering, some are into hairdressing, some are into bead making, some are into makeup, and other forms of trainings they have learned in order to have a standard and also a holistic livelihood.
And one of the major things that women need is sanitary pads. And for my organization, we decided to train them on the production, packaging, and branding of the reusable menstrual pad. Before now, we've been empowering women and communities with sanitary pads that is disposable. And we did this for over 5 years. there must be a form of sustainability. That was why we went into the reusable menstrual pad. We looked at different aspects of reproductive health. Then we went further to teach them on how to produce these products. And women have been able to learn these skills, and they have used these skills to empower themselves. They sell these products to gain income, and they've also produced these products to use it for themselves in order to improve their hygiene and their reproductive health. By bringing these women together to train, therefore, further enhance their capacity in peace building processes. Because we did our selection, and we brought in women from different religious backgrounds and ethnicity. And so you find among our beneficiaries, you will see women who are Christians, you will see women who are Muslims working together and enhancing interaction. And by so doing, the women were able to have a deep interaction, deep conversation, and then they learned together and asked each other questions, shared ideas, and they did this and they sold their products. These women are currently selling their products, making money from it, supporting their husbands, knowing fully well what they have been through in the past.
In the future, I see these women that are out there to challenge certain cultures and also certain things that are limiting women inclusion in peace and development. And I also see the women out there that this issue of exclusion is being addressed, because more and more women are out to be part of what is happening in their lives, instead of allowing other people to take decision for them. But today, they take decision for themselves, and issues of human rights abuses will be reduced.
Great future, or I've even been seeing great future for the beneficiaries, women and girls who've been supporting, because first, when they come to us, they are in a state of, I can't be anything. This is the end of me. This gender-based violence has ended me. I'm finished. But at the end of our intervention, they develop coping mechanism. They develop resilience. They develop willpower to pull through. So there are several testimonies from our beneficiaries who are saying, thank God for your intervention. I'm back with my family and my husband understands better and we're living peacefully. Or I'm doing well now. I can now do business and I'm earning from this business because you intervened. So I see them building their self-worth. I see them willing to take up leadership position, especially because of the life skill that we teach them at the shelter. They are able to pick up themselves.
I see a set of women that are able to stand for themselves, and they are able to speak up. If women are not empowered and if women are not happy, the community is sick, because they are not able to cater for themselves. They are not also able to cater for their families. So I see a great future for women, especially if we enjoy a society that is free from all forms of violence and all forms of abuse. If women are enjoying such society, they'll be able to work together with one another in peace, not minding which religion you are, not minding our ethnicity, to come together on a platform to promote peace and development.
All around the nations, all around the world, women are longing to be free. No longer in the shadows, forced to stay behind, but side by side in true equality. So sing a song for women everywhere. Let it ring around the world and never, never cease. So sing a song for women everywhere. Equality, development, and peace. So sing a song for women everywhere. Let it ring around the world and never, never cease. So sing a song for women everywhere. Equality, development, and peace.